Hi, my name is Els Collins, and I'm a professor of theater practice in the School of Dramatic Arts and the chair of production and stage management there, as well as a recovering stage manager. I'm really happy and excited to meet you all on the first day of class and introduce you to Theater Scene, capital S, capital C, because we love to brand things at USC. Our journey this semester will take us through a roadmap of reading 5 plays together and seeing productions of them together and learning how to speak about the aesthetics of a production and how it's constructed as a literary piece, as well as how the play's production is put together. So there are 4 learning objectives that I want you to review in Blackboard when you can see the syllabus, which I'm still working on. They are analysis, making, connectivity, and engagement. So analysis means that by the end of this course, your ability to analyze creative endeavors, including describing them with appropriate vocabulary, examining formal elements, and engaging in research to understand their contexts, will have been increased. Making will expand your knowledge about the creative process as exemplified by specific works that we're going to study, and in many cases by you yourself doing creative projects. Connectivity will deepen your appreciation of the connections between creative endeavors and the current political, religious, and social conditions. Theater doesn't happen in a vacuum, and I'm hoping to share with you the importance and relevance of a particular play to the time in which it was written and then the time in which it's being produced. So we'll look at those elements. We call that what I just mentioned, dramaturgy, and we'll be doing that, and we'll show how the endeavors, i.e. the connection between the creative endeavor and the concurrent societal conditions, how those fulfill cultural functions or fill cultural needs. In the past several years, theater has been very important for that, even though we didn't at times even have a theater in which, a physical space in which to do it. Engagement. I'm hoping that by taking this course, you'll both fulfill your arts requirement, core requirement, and that you'll have a better understanding and be a lifelong supporter of the theater, even if you don't go into the theater as a career or just by being exposed to the creative production in the university environment. Okay, so that's a long-winded story about what this course is. What books do you need? This book, called The Art of the Theater, you can find on Amazon or in the bookstore. And there's a reading in this book. The first chapter is 1 through 21. So try to get that book now or as soon as you can. A second book is The Introduction to Play Analysis, which is on the reading list in the syllabus. And this is one of the many tools that we will use to examine how plays are written and structured throughout the course of the semester. It examines plays through conflict as a tool of storytelling. Okay, and we're going to read a series of plays, and I don't have them here with me, so I'm going to just say them verbally. The first is Wedlock of the Gods by Zulu Sofola, a Nigerian woman playwright from the 1960s. I will provide you with a scanned PDF of that script to read in the first module in Blackboard. And that will be the first play that we're going to read and talk about, and also one of the first play that we'll see. And in the course of reading that play, because it is an adaptation of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, I've asked you to also refresh your memory on that play at the same time as reading Wedlock. The second play is by Steph Smith. It's called Nora, A Doll's House, and it's an adaptation of Henrik Ibsen's A Doll House. And it's a very interesting play set in 3 different time periods. 1918, which was the time of suffragettes when women were fighting for their right to vote. 1968, right at the end of the Vietnam War, when women were entering the workforce more consistently, and then 2018. So it's a really fantastic play, which has the three Noras and the three husbands and the various other characters from each time period, and moves fluidly between those time periods within the play. Fascinating. I'm excited to see what the director does with that play. That book is available either on Amazon or at the USC bookstore. The next play that we'll read is Wintertime by Chuck Mee, which is a romantic comedy / farce. It's available for free on the internet, as are all of that playwright's plays. That's what he believes in, is free access to his plays. So I'll be able to provide you with a PDF of that as well. We're going to read two musicals, Into the Woods by Stephen Sondheim and James Lapine, and Carrie, the musical, which is based on the Stephen King novel and movie. And you'll have a choice of which of those you want to go and see to write papers about. And then the last play that we'll read is Passage by Christopher Chen, based on Forster's A Passage to India. It's written by a Bay Area playwright who explores biases, blurred lines, and bigotry, and issues affecting all communities. And the play asks if friendships can survive in this imbalanced world. There will be a lot of other additional readings, but those will be accessible to you through the course reserves in the university's library. It's called ARES, ARES. I'll show you how to access those, but they won't become visible until after August 22nd, which is the first day of classes. So there will be a lot of reading and a lot of attending theater for this course. I hope you won't find that onerous, but your successful participation in the class will hinge and does require that you do that reading in the timely fashion, so that we can discuss the plays in class and everyone knows where we are. Another thing about this class is that we will have a slew of visitors as we track the collaborative process of producing plays, which is what I do at the School of Dramatic Arts. I'll be introducing you to many of the participants from my school, both student designers and faculty in their roles as designers, directors, stage managers, etc. So part of our journey will be learning how to craft questions to ask them to clarify their creative and collaborative process so that you understand that better. And so that's sort of the overview of the class. I'm going to give you an assignment for the first day of class. Don't forget, very simple assignment, is to prepare a brief introduction of yourself. And these three questions I'd like you to ask yourself are in the syllabus, and they'll be there for you. But I want you to come to class prepared. Sorry, I live downtown, that's sirens. I want you to come to class prepared to introduce yourself with the following fun facts. 1, where are you from geographically? 2, where do you think you're going educationally while at USC? I love to ask that because frequently as freshmen, you come in with an idea of what you want to do. And then by the end of the first year, you go, oh my God, I never knew there was something as exciting as the theater to study. And you go off and you do theater, right? I've had a couple of students from this course do that. And 3, what is your relationship with the theater up until now? Why are you in this course? What is your interest? I want to hear also in your introduction about 2 good things that you've experienced during the past 3 to 6 months. You'll learn one thing about me very quickly, and that is that I'm an eternal optimist and a very positively oriented person. I believe that the challenges that we face are learning opportunities and not obstacles, and they're not here to defeat us. So I want to hear from you. What are 2 good things that happened during the past 3 to 6 months? So that's, here's my example. Pennsylvania is where I came from originally, southwestern Pennsylvania outside of Pittsburgh. I've lived in Los Angeles since 1986. Where am I going educationally? Every day I want to learn something new. I want to maintain curiosity about what's going on in our world, and I want to remain kind and compassionate with others. Educationally, that's my trajectory. My relationship with theater was that I was a stage manager in the theater for 30 years before I became a teacher, and now I'm dedicated to teaching students about the theater. Over the past several years, I learned that theater does not have to be contained within a physical space. And that was kind of a really big idea, right? The things that we did with our students during the pandemic were exciting and challenging and stretched them to think about the collaborative process and the creative process completely differently than they had. And I think that's the trajectory of theater going forward. So that's what I'd like you to do for your first assignment. I'm really excited to see what you get out of this course and what you want to get out of USC. And I look forward to meeting you in just a couple of weeks. So thank you very much. And be sure to reach out if you have any questions at all. My email is ecollins@usc.edu. And take care. Have a great day. Bye.